You can't just define a red flag as someone who isn't texting you back.
Right.
Because my husband is a horrible, horrible texter.
Okay.
But I know that he loves the shit out of me.
We're so focused on what we get versus what we give, right?
Right.
Because we're selfish. Humans are selfish. They're obsessed with their own ego. And so what do I get? Me, right? There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. We're both doing the same thing, same quality of work, just at different speeds, different levels, right? So now all of a sudden, because she's slow, now you're a red flag in my mind.
Right.
Like, so she's doing something wrong. She's screwing around. Is she on her phone? Is she distracted? Absolutely not. She takes a different approach to do exactly what I'm doing.
So when you are okay with you can genuinely build happiness and confidence and security and safety within yourself.
Correct.
And then that translates into, let me understand you.
Right.
Instead of let me project onto you, let me judge you, let me label red flags all over you. Here's stickers of redness.
Right.
It allows me then to say, okay, let me understand this person.
Correct.
Because I understand me.
Right. You're seeing everyone else's red flags and it's actually you.
I think I'm summoning demons, which I am. It's just you're the demon. There's parts of you. And if I could give you my own story as reference, the first book I ever wrote is called The Beast. I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast before yet, but it is all about my childhood trauma and how I went into my first marriage, reenacting and projecting my childhood trauma, not being able to see him for who he was, trying to put roles on us and shoulda, woulda, couldas and all that stuff. And he was dealing with his own demons. I was dealing with my demons. We crashed and burned.
Their demons don't play well together. And if it's working, it's working. That's great. And we can respect each other's differences of how we get there. You're white knuckling life. Like nothing's going right. And she texts me and it may be a simple text of like, hey,
thumbs up.
Yeah, a thumbs up emoji, which is, we'll talk about that later. But anyways, that's a me thing. And I'm like, why is she flipping me off? Right? Like, I'm like, what the? And so my next text to her is, why are you being an asshole? And she's like,
I was just saying,
I just said, okay.
But I also always see the energy of if this person is operating too far to one extreme, very, very organized, then they've actually leaned into an overproduction of that energy.
Correct.
And so now it's becoming poisonous to their own system, because that's the part when they say, well, you hate in that person what you hate in yourself. Yeah, that's because you're leaning too far into survival mode. And that other side of your personality is scary, because to you, somewhere internally, that other side is the side that got hurt.
So now all of a sudden I get to a point where like, all right, I got it all. I did everything. I checked every single box. Perfect. But I'm not happy. And all of a sudden my kids aren't happy. My boss isn't happy with my work. My spouse hates me.
And then sometimes it is really hard to look in the mirror and say, wait a second, I actually did abandon myself. I abandoned me, because of my experience that I needed to control the outcome. I mean, trigger warning, he beat the shit out of me. His chivalry and all of that stuff in the beginning that seemed really green flaggish felt really uncomfortable. And I felt it in my nervous system that something was off. When we're dealing with red flags, patterns, and lessons, you have to acknowledge your red flags first. You have to see your patterns first. That's where the lessons come in. And then, man, those relationships, they get so good. And they can get so good with people who you once deemed as so toxic.
So even the crabbiest jerk on the planet, when you ask and you truly sit and listen, you're going to see a completely different human. Anyways, okay, so not every pattern is a spiritual lesson that you are meant to keep tolerating. Sometimes the lesson is the boundary. Sometimes the lesson is the exit. And sometimes the lesson is finally believing yourself for the first time.